Well, hello, this is me here, Lily with Lily's Cakes, and we are about to make these cute and delicious cupcakes for Christmas. We have a penguin, we have Santa Claus, and we have a cute snowman. So, everything needed to make these cupcakes is included in this box. Let me show you what's in it. Well, so, in this box, you will find your cupcakes, flavors that you chose, vanilla, chocolate, or you can do 3 of each, and there's also funfetti. So we have cupcakes, we have our buttercream, we also have all the fondant that we will need to make the cupcakes, including white, black, some skin color, green, red, and orange. We also have some black pearls for the eyes. And of course, when you're working with fondant, we're gonna need some cornstarch for when it becomes a little sticky. And in addition to that, we have our 3-inch round cutter, a plastic spoon, a brush, and we also have just some tools that we might need. I like to incorporate them in the box so you have everything. The only things required from home will be a rolling pin. It doesn't have to be a big one, but you need a rolling pin. You're gonna need some water, and we're gonna need a pair of scissors. Other than that, you have everything that you need to make these cute cupcakes for Christmas. Let's start. So first of all, you're gonna get your cupcakes. You're gonna get your buttercream, and you're gonna snip the bottom of the bag. Don't make it too big, because if it's too big, then it's gonna be too hard to fill your cupcakes. So you're just gonna cut about this much off. And if you like filling in your cupcakes, very easy. Take your cupcakes and with the bag inserted, squeeze and pull out and stop. From here, if you're gonna fill all your cupcakes, you can go ahead and do that. So that will be your first step to fill the cupcakes. Put them aside. Now we're gonna start working with the fondant, cornstarch. Add a little bit of cornstarch to your working space. We're gonna start with the white fondant. Unwrap it. One thing with fondant, you have to be careful not to leave it out for too long, because it dries and it makes a crust and it will make it hard to work with. You need to knead it a little bit so you can condition it. And if your area becomes sticky, all you have to do is just add a little more cornstarch and go back and knead it. As you can see, I'm bringing the sides in, the sides in. Don't stretch. Never stretch your fondant. Always knead. Now, put all the creases on one side and turn it over. With your rolling pin, you're gonna roll, gonna take off, put a little bit more cornstarch, flip, and roll again. As you can see, I'm going up and down. Make sure it's not stuck to your working space. Flip it again, up, down, put some pressure on it. So we have our white rolled out. So we're gonna start with our snowman. That's the first one we're gonna make. And what we're gonna do, so how are you gonna stick the fondant to the cupcake, right? That might be a question that you will ask yourself or ask mom or whoever is helping you. So the buttercream that I gave you, you're gonna squeeze a little bit of buttercream, not too much, just a little bit. get your wooden tool and spread it. So this is going to be your glue. This is what's going to make the fondant stick to the cupcake. Other than that, it's not going to stick. So there. We're going to get our cutter, cut a circle, and put it on the cupcake. Now, here you're going to have to stretch just a little bit. The sides, stretch them out just a little to make that perfect round. If your hands get dirty, no problem. Here, wipe them with a clean cloth or with paper towels. So what I'm doing is that I'm adding a little bit of pressure, not too much because you don't want to end up peeling the wrapper off. There you go. It's a perfect circle. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna draw the mouth and stick while the fondant's still soft, and you're gonna draw the little mouth. Now let's make the nose. Get your orange fondant, get a small piece out of it. Of course, you'll always, at any time you open your fondant, you're gonna have to knead it a little bit because the outside might feel a little dry and hard, but the inside is still soft. So we're gonna knead it. And from this, we're gonna take a small piece, this big. We're gonna roll it inside our palms. You have to roll and you're putting a little bit of pressure too. So we're making a ball, and then we're gonna put more pressure on one side. So we make what looks like a little carrot. To make this flat, all you have to do is press it down a little bit. So how are we gonna make it look like a carrot? With your knife, your plastic knife, you can just indent some lines. You have it. And then with your brush that's included in your kit and your little cup too, you're gonna add just a little bit of water. Don't add too much, just a tiny bit. And if you feel like it has too much water, then shake it off. So we're gonna put it here. There, we have the nose on. For the eyes, with our lollipop stick, we're gonna make a hole and another hole. Gonna come with our brush, like I said, just a tiny bit. And we'll get our pearls, one for each eye. How cute is that? So we have our snowman. We made the face. So from here, we can continue and make the hat and the scarf, or we can put it aside. And if you're making just all snowmen, just keep going like this until you make all your cupcakes look like snowmen. But if you want to make the other designs, I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So the fondant that you have rolled, you can put aside because we are going to be kneading it. And we're gonna move to our green fondant so we can make a hat for it. The same way, you're gonna take the fondant, you're gonna knead it with a little bit of cornstarch on your workspace. This is a good workout actually. And there. So this one feels a little more sticky, it's softer. So more cornstarch, rolling pin. Roll it out. You see, because it's softer, it's sticking to my working space. So this is how we solve the problem. More cornstarch, flip it over, do it again. See, it's not sticking anymore. Do it again. Do it again. Now we have the thickness that we need. And always, before you start cutting, make sure that it's not stuck to your countertop. The same cutter we're gonna cut a circle. And then this circle, add a little bit more. We're gonna use the same cutter and we are gonna cut in half right here. So we have two different shapes. We're gonna use this one. This one is gonna be part of his hat. How do we attach fondant to fondant? Okay, very easy. You get your piece of fondant, your brush, a little bit of water, and you brush it. Not too much, again. Another way to do it also, if you feel like you're putting too much water on your brush, is get a piece of paper towel, a clean piece of paper towel, fold it, add water to it so it's wet, and then add water to your fondant. So this one here, we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna give him a little beanie hat. As you see, my hands, my fingers got a little of the fondant and the water on. Make sure you wipe your hands, because if not, you're gonna drag the color onto the white and then you're gonna be upset. And I don't want you to be upset. I want you to have a good time. So what I did is I'm just putting some pressure so it's sticking to each other. Now we need the rim that goes around it. We're gonna do it again. Our cutter, cut, and then from here, we're not gonna cut in half actually. We're just gonna go about this much, and we're gonna cut a piece out of it. And now to add some texture to it, we're gonna use our knife, our plastic knife, and we're gonna indent the fondant. A little bit of pressure. Don't put too much pressure. Just enough to make some indentations in it, and then flip it over. Again, either with your paper towel or with your brush. And then you stick it on the little hat. How cute is that? For the little pom-pom on top, all you have to do is just take a little piece of fondant, roll it in your hand. One's a little big, take another one. Roll it in your hand, add some indentations to it, and then pinch it on one side with your water. And we have a little snowman. You want to add a scarf to it? You can. If you don't want to add a scarf, there you have it. So that's the snowman. Let's move into our Santa Claus. Okay, next, let's make Santa Claus. So for this one, we're gonna need our white fondant, our red fondant, and our skin color fondant. Again, a little bit of cornstarch fondant. You're gonna need, remember, you need to knead it before you roll it. So we're gonna knead it for a little bit to make it soft. And then we're gonna add a little more, lost my cornstarch. Gonna add a little more cornstarch. Rolling pin, up, down, turn it. Up, down. Look, it got stuck to the rolling pin, right? Okay, no big deal. Take it off. A little bit of cornstarch. Flip it over. Easy as that. The last thing I want you to do is to get frustrated that it's getting sticky. Just more cornstarch. Rolling pin. Put a little bit on the rolling pin as well. And go up and down. Flip it over, up and down. See, it's not stuck anymore. Now, let's say you added too much cornstarch. Now everything has cornstarch. What do? Very easy. Wipe it off. Get a clean paper towel. See that? Problem solved. So, get your round cutter, cut your circle, your cupcake that you creamed yourself, and we're gonna add it. Remember what we're gonna do here. We're gonna push to the sides, push to the sides. I got some cream on my hands, no worries. Wipe it. Always try to keep your hands clean. If you're working with buttercream, if you're working with fondant, if you're working cornstarch, anything that gets in your hands, just make sure you wipe it off so you're not dragging it from one side to another. So we have our circle. Now we're gonna do his beard. The white fondant that we have, if you kept it rolled out, perfect. Just make sure to put a little bit of plastic over it so it doesn't dry. Other than that, we can roll it again. So our rolling pin, gonna roll up and down, turn it, up and down, turn it, one more time. So you're putting pressure when you're rolling, going up and down, side to side. See, it's becoming a little sticky. Cornstarch. There you are. Same round cutter. I'm gonna cut a circle. And then we're gonna take off about 1/3 of it. If you want his beard really, really big, take off less. If you want it smaller, take off more. I'm gonna do about 1/3. That's what I did in there. Because you still want a little bit of the face showing. So, again, how do we stick fondant to fondant? We take our brush, our water, dip, shake, and okay, look here. I have green from the other one. No problem. We're gonna clean our brush. We're gonna change our water. We're also gonna wipe our green, even though it's on the other side, still, I want it to be clean. And we start again. Here you go. If you want his beard to be hanging out like that, you don't want it to be perfectly round, go ahead, leave it like that. But if you want to do it exactly like the model, then press it down a little bit so that way it's stuck to the side of the cupcake. Now we're gonna do his mustache. The other piece that we have left, we're gonna use our cutter too. We're gonna take this end off. We're gonna take this end off and we are gonna roll it in our hand. First is a little ball, and then this ball we're gonna put more pressure on one side and make it like a little cone. So this is one. Now go to the second one. I'm gonna roll it. We're gonna put more pressure on one side, and there you have it. So this is our second mustache. Okay, how are we gonna stick it? Very easy. I'm gonna take it, add water to it, and place it on his face. Add water, and place on his face. Here we have. It's getting there. For the nose, we're gonna take a little piece of our skin color fondant. We're also gonna roll it in the palm of our hands. It's a little ball. You can leave it as a little ball, or you can pinch it just a little bit so it's not so round. A little bit of water. And that's his nose. Santa has a nose now. Eyes. We take our lollipop stick, make a little hole, another hole, take our brush, a little bit of water, our black pearls, one eye, another eye. We have a face. Now we're gonna give him a hat. So again, gonna repeat myself. Cornstarch. Knead your fondant. You're gonna hear me say this a lot of times. As you can see, it's soft. It's softer than the white, so it's gonna get sticky faster. I'm gonna add more cornstarch, and we're gonna roll it up and down. See, it's a little sticky, no problem. More cornstarch. And there you go. So we have our red. I'm gonna make the hat, same cutter. If your edges, it has fondant stuck to it, no problem. Get a wet paper towel and wipe it off. And then make sure you dry it. Okay, so you're not taking color from one side and adding it to the other one. So this here, we're gonna use the same cutter, and we're gonna cut it a little bit more than half. Bring our cupcake, our brush again, a little bit of water. Santa has a hat. Again, my hands got dirty, no problem. I'll wipe it off. Looks like he's wearing a beanie hat now. We're gonna give him the white rim that's on his hat. So the white fondant that we had already rolled out, we're gonna bring it in. We're gonna use our cutter again. We're gonna cut a circle. And then we're gonna go all the way to the top area right here. And we're gonna cut again. So we have a rim. This here is gonna have red on it. So make sure you wipe it off. See that? Wipe it off. Dip it, a little bit of water. We have the white trim. Now we need the side of his hat or the end of his hat. So the piece of fondant that we have left from cutting his hat from, what we're gonna do is use the cutter, or you can use the knife too if you would like. And you are gonna do this. So I'm trying to use the same tool so that way you don't have to use too many things. So try to use the same tool, and if not, if you prefer to just freehand it, go ahead. You can definitely do that. There is no right or wrong when it comes to being creative and to making these cupcakes, because at the end of the day, we want it to be fun and to be enjoyable. So I'm gonna wipe my hands because I'm gonna use white. I'm gonna take a small piece of the white fondant and I'm gonna roll it in the palm of my hand to make the little pom-pom that it's at the end of his hat, right there. And there you have it. We have our Santa. Last but not least, our cute penguin. So Again, we're gonna be using our white fondant, our red fondant, and if you wanna add a green scarf to it, we'll use our green fondant. And now we're gonna work with our black fondant. So let's get started. So right there, we have our cupcake that is filled. Like I said, if you wanna fill your cupcakes, you'll be using the same cream that I gave you in your box, and you can fill them and put them aside and have them ready to start decorating. So for now, we're gonna wait on that too. Our black fondant, remember, cornstarch, and we're gonna knead it. So here, I need this one is also soft. Once you start kneading it, it is softer in the inside, so it's gonna try to stick to your countertop. I'm gonna put more cornstarch, and we are gonna knead. There you are, a little more. We're gonna roll it now. So now you're saying, oh my gosh, this black fondant is full of cornstarch, right? It's okay. Gonna get a paper towel. Gonna wipe it off. There you have it. So, gonna take our cutter, gonna cut a circle, our cupcake, our cream, a little bit of cream, our little tool, well, let's call it a tool, little popsicle stick. So, try not to get over the liner. Always try to keep the cream inside. If you like more cream, you can add more, but be careful. Try to put it more in the center. I'm gonna take our black fondant. I'm gonna be wiping my hands so I don't have extra cornstarch that's gonna go on it. And we are gonna massage the sides down until we make a circle. There you have it. The white part that goes on top for his face, the white fondant that we have already rolled out. I always like to clean the edges of my cutter after using dark colors because I like my white color fondant to stay clean. So wipe it off, cut a piece, another circle, and you are gonna use the plastic knife that I included in your box, and you're gonna draw what's gonna look like the top of a heart. You're gonna draw with it and you're gonna cut it. For the edges, we're just gonna tuck them in a little bit. So we have the white part of the penguin's face. How are we gonna attach it? Again, water, brush, a little bit of water on the fondant. If it doesn't seem too clean, no worries. Take your knife and with your fingers, smooth everything out. So we have space. Now we're gonna add his beak, our orange fondant. Take a small piece, roll it in your hand. Remember to put pressure while you're rolling. So first it's a little ball. We're gonna taper one of the sides, we're gonna take our scissors. If you have big scissors, use them. Other than that, you can use the small ones. And you're gonna cut it right here in the center, but you're not going all the way through. You're leaving some space right there. So we're gonna cut, I'm gonna open it. You have a beak, water, lollipop stick, again water, black pearls for the eyes. We have a penguin. Let's give him a hat, beanie hat, because they're cute. So you can give him a green hat if you want, or if you want to do it the same way I did it, you can give him a red beanie hat, or you can even give him a Santa hat. So it's up to you. However you want to dress up your penguin, or if you feel like he's not cold, then don't give him anything. So here you go. We're gonna cut a red circle, and then in here we're gonna take off about 2/3 of it and keep 1/3. Again, brush, water. It's very repetitive. That's what makes it fun. Turn it over, put it on. And if you got water on your hands, again, wipe them off so you're not getting your hands stuck to the fondant. There you go. Then what you have left, the piece that you cut out, you can also use your cutter and then cut a little rim, your knife, indent. And you can be creative here. If you don't want to do lines like this, if you want to do crisscross, if you just want to do what looks like dots, then you can use that and press your fondant. Let me tell you what happened here. I got some red on my white fondant, right? No big deal. We're gonna get our brush. We're gonna dip it in the water. We're gonna wipe it because it had red fondant, okay? It's clear now. We're gonna dip it again, and we're just gonna brush this and get another piece of white, clean piece of paper towel. We're gonna wipe it off. So there you have it. And we're gonna do the little pom-pom on top. So a little piece of fondant, red or white or green, whatever you want to. You can play. These are your cupcakes, and you can be as creative as you want to. Just don't eat them before you decorate them. Have fun decorating them first and then eat them, okay? There you have it. We have a penguin. Let's give him a scarf, just to show you how to make the scarf if you decide you want to give them a scarf. So I have the red fondant out. I'm gonna cut another circle, and then the way we did for the rim of the hat, I'll do that for the scarf. So we are gonna cut around this much off, and then we're gonna cut in half. So we have 2 halves. If you want to add fringes to it, super easy. Get your knife and press the ends of it. You can use the little sharp edge too if you want to do that, but either edge works fine. Okay, that's one. The other one. So this actually looks like stitches if you use the serrated part of it. There we have it. Then we're gonna add water. We're gonna bring our penguin. So this side is gonna go this way. You're gonna stretch it just a little bit. not much. Okay, and then this one here, add water and flip it over here and bring it over that way. He has a scarf. There you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and are making all these fun cupcakes. There you have them. Make sure to tag me with your pictures and let me know how you liked it. Give me a review, how much you enjoyed it, how difficult it was. And other than that, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.